a quiet village nestled between green fields and winding rivers, there lived an elderly woman everyone called Grandmother Mira. Her hair was as white as snow. Her face was marked by time, yet her smile never faded. Though she lived alone in a small hut near the great banyan tree, she was never lonely, for people were drawn to her warmth. Villagers admired her because no matter how hard life became, she carried joy in her heart. One morning, a young mother named Leela came to her weeping. Her husband had left for the distant city in search of work, but weeks had passed with no letter, no money, and her children were hungry. "I'm terrified," Leela sobbed. "What if he never finds work? What if he forgets us?" Grandmother Mira listened quietly, then placed her hand gently on Leela's shoulder. "Child, our thoughts are like seeds. If you water fear, fear will grow. But if you water hope, hope will bloom." Leela shook her head. "But how can I think of hope when everything feels so dark?" The old woman smiled softly. "Let me tell you a tale." She spoke of a man who once sat crying by the river, certain his life was empty. He had no food, no coins, no family. An old traveler stopped and asked why he wept. When the man poured out his sorrow, the traveler pointed around him. The flowing river, the shade of trees, the warmth of sunlight. "If you look only at what you lack, sorrow will be your companion," the traveler said. "But if you notice what you still have, gratitude will light your path." Slowly the man wiped his tears and began to see the beauty he had ignored. His heart changed first, and then his life began to change. When the story ended, Mira looked into Leela's eyes. "Do you see? Life may not shift overnight, but when your heart learns to look for the good, you will find strength you didn't know you had." Leela went home with lighter steps. Each morning she whispered to herself, "Today will be a good day." She worked, cared for her children, and waited with faith. Weeks later, news arrived. Her husband had found work and was sending money. Leela ran to Mira, laughing through her tears. The old woman only smiled and said, "You chose hope, and hope chose you back." Word of Mira's wisdom spread across the village. Farmers, merchants, and mothers all came to seek her advice, and she reminded them of one truth. When you choose to think positively, even in hardship, life itself begins to feel lighter.